I enjoyed it.
You brought up the undercard, Jake Paul. What a knockout! What are y'all thoughts on this kid, Lukey?
I mean, look, I live in reality, and Jake Paul is one of the 5 biggest stars in boxing. Now, the thing about it is, I'm not saying he's one of the 5 most talented fighters. I'm not saying he's one of the 5 most deserving, but I also live in reality and understand there's a lot of girls, random people that tune in that don't tune in to see regular talented fighters. So I appreciate that he respects the game. It looks like he's working hard in the gym. It looks like he's treating it serious. Nate Robinson didn't look like did it. But I just hope that his opportunities present opportunities for young fighters that deserve it as well. Because the only thing that rubs me the wrong way is like a guy like Houston Hitman, right? He's grinding. And then you got Jake Paul who kind of gets to skip the line because he's popping on YouTube. And that's the disheartening thing about it. So I just hope that they could allow his stardom to help a few young fighters get some money in their pocket.
Well, here's my thought on that, right? He had a big social media presence before that, and I think that's his edge. He leveraged that into boxing. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is now he's taking boxing seriously in his mind, and he's training, and he's been doing it. How long has he been doing this? At least
like 2 years.
2 years, right? So he's been in that gym for 2 years. He has the time, he has the money, he has the opportunity to train for 2 years. And he's calling out these guys like Nate Robinson, who's probably never fucking trained. Coach, we've seen NBA players put on gloves, and we've seen what they look like. So get a guy who's never boxed, who's taking a fight on a month's notice, and he's challenging him, right? I get it. He's calling out Jake, and he wants to make the fight. But it shouldn't be allowed. You've been training for 2 years. You're a pro fighter. Let's get someone in there that's going to be on your level. Coach, we talk about this all the time. We don't put people in the ring that, as far as even at the sparring level, that are not on the same level, that have the same experience, same especially within our team. So how are we allowing, or how is the commission allowing, Paul to get into these rings with these guys that are at a huge disadvantage? And it shows.
Man,
Nate didn't have one bit of coordination in that ring.
Y'all don't want to hear my opinion.
Right, that's when I want to hear it.
All right. Nobody made that basketball player go in there, and the white kid only been fighting 2 years.
Right.
So check this out. I don't know who the Paul kid is, and I don't know, did he have any kind of athletic background? I don't know. He might have played high school football, or whatever. But the ball player, who I don't know, I don't recognize him at all. But shows you my level.
He's a great player. He was just a journeyman in the NBA.
Okay, he's a world-class athlete. If you made NBA, you're a world-class athlete. Now, are we going to fault the kid who ain't a world-class athlete, who gotten his ass in the gym and wants to box? I don't know could he box or not. I didn't even watch it. I seen the highlight of the knockout. I don't know how long the basketball player got to train, but, I'm sure he had how long he had before he signed his contract to fight?
A month.
My thing is this, man. That basketball player wasn't in there with a real fighter. So we gonna sit here and say he got taken advantage of? Nah, man. I bet you that basketball player said, I'm gonna whoop this kid's ass, man, because I'm an athlete. Well, now he knows athletes don't make good boxers. That shit is something extra on top of the athlete. Because you think Rocky Marciano could have fucking slam dunk? No. This is the thing. This is the thing, man. I give him props for getting in the ring. That's what I say. I say that basketball player got in the ring, and when somebody punched him, he punched back. All the props in the world. Ain't nothing wrong with losing. It happens. But I ain't gonna shit on the other kid because he trained and beat him. It wasn't like, who is he? He ain't no. What's his athletic background? The Paul kid.
I don't think he has any.
I think he, like you said, he played, maybe he wrestled or played high school football, but he's not. He never went to the next level.
So how the fuck did he have the advantage other than 2 years?
2 years. 2 years or 2 years.
That boy, he shouldn't have signed a contract and get in there. Look,
2 years, and he's already been under the big the big light. So you don't think Nate was fucking nervous as fuck and way in over his head?
I think you was nervous as fuck. I think you was nervous as fuck when you fought Golden Glove Masters and won. Yeah. So everybody's nervous when I don't care if it's 25 people or 100. The thing is, man, what I'm saying is, same way I'm not gonna give that fight no big ass props for being a fight worthy of pay-per-view. I also ain't gonna shit on the fact that neither one of them fighters, man. So we mad because that one kid got knocked out. Hey, it's a fight. Anything can happen, man.
So Lukey
Joe
said,
Louis been knocked out. Anybody could be knocked out.
So like Lukey said, he's top 5 in boxing right now. So there's a demand for him. Who should he fight next?
Another NBA player. I'll go get another one. Or football player. Football player be even worse. Listen, man. I know the kid is calling out fighters and shit, but here's the thing. Luke is telling you what the truth is with the business of boxing. And the truth is this: ticket sales. That's right. The truth. Otherwise, platforms like The Zone wouldn't be having these gimmick fights and shit too. But they got to pay the bills. And what makes the most money, we can bitch and complain. Listen, we can be elitists all we want. We all three of us are boxing men. So we could be elitists and be like, can't believe they putting that shit on there. And it's true, but we got to understand why they putting that shit on there. They putting it on because it fucking sells tickets. Man, listen, my whole life, there's always been tough man contests and shit. My uncle, when he got old and retired, bro, used to go to Mississippi to the tough man contest and knock motherfuckers silly for $1,000 just because he was a pro fighter. It's you selling a product and the people's buying going. What we got to do is, like Lukey said, find a way to align our fighters with these gimmicks and then tell them they got to take that shine from them by doing a professional fight and showing their ass on these shows. I'm not shitting on them. Will I watch it? No, I still ain't watching it. But I'm also a boxing guy too, though.
Does Jake think in his head that he's a pro boxer, a professional boxer, or is he riding his way?
I bet he does. I bet you he whoops all his friends. I bet you do. Man, I just co-main evented with Mike Tyson. You gonna tell me I ain't no fighter? Fuck you. If you put him in there with a real fighter, you'll find out quick how he ain't a fighter. But he would be at the same disadvantage that people's pretending the basketball player. The basketball player wasn't in there with no fighter, man. That dude ain't no fighter, bro. They ain't no professional prize fighter. 2 years, he's telling me 2 years of experience. This guy made it to the elite level of basketball. They just athletes, man, throwing punches. Unless I'm totally wrong, and the Paul kid is the fucking second coming of Billy Kine, and I just didn't know it. I'm pretty right, I think. This fucking guy ain't no fighter either. So, man, the dude got knocked out, but he fought. Man wouldn't even did that.
How did this story play out, Lukey?
Which one?
How did this story play out with Jake Paul?
I think he's going to fight a bunch of jiu-jitsu MMA guys. I think if I was a matchmaker, I'd find a jiu-jitsu MMA guy who don't got any striking, he can't throw punches, and then try to put him in with him and then get the knockout. And then you say he knocked out a fighter. And then I'd look for kind of a undefeated, really built-up prospect. And I'd try to get a win over an undefeated guy that was 8-9-0 from maybe like a Mississippi or something, pay the kid good. And now you got a 4-0 fighter that beat a real fighter and beat an undefeated guy. Where's our world ranking? And we just try to fast track him into a big shot.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Butterbean wasn't a thing. I ain't going to sit there and try to pretend like Evel Knievel wasn't a fucking superstar when I was a kid. It's been shit like this, man. Why we, it's if we talking boxing, bro, if we talking boxing, he ain't no fighter. You got to put that shit aside and be like, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. So let's enjoy the fucking view. That's all. And all the ball players want to get in and play fight. Man, I ain't never seen what's the biggest ball player for Mark Gastineau, I knew he was gonna get his ass whooped when he fought somebody. Man, these athletes, this shit ain't universal, bro. Boxing is too specific a thing for these guys to just think they're athletes. So that an athlete can do it. So the Paul kid, man, ride this wave, man. He ought to come out to that bitch on a jumpsuit and a motorcycle and call his name Evil Knievel Paul, man. That's what